The world of romance and rom-com manga has been around for a long time, and it's remained prevalent for as long as I've been reading them. I can easily remember my days in high school of reading and laughing out loud with the likes of Love Hina and Chibi Vampire. However, after years of reading manga and growing older, it is easily possible to lose a certain amount of interest and connection with wave after wave of new romance that takes place in the same high school setting as always. And don't get me wrong, I still enjoy many of these manga. Toradora is still one of my favorite series of all time to this day, and I also enjoy new series that are still coming out, like My Monster Secret, which also take place in the high school setting. That's why series like the topic of today's video, Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku, written by Vegeta, really puts a shining spotlight on what romantic comedy can be when you take it out of the high school and put it into the real world where many of its older readers now occupy. At its core, Wotakoi is a series about what life is or can be like for otaku in the real world, particularly in the world of love and finding a partner. And the word otaku is used with a very large brush here. The book does a wonderful job of exploring the many nooks and crannies of fandom and how each of those traits manifest in, work and in the real life setting. Sometimes Wotakoi is so relatable it hurts because for older fans, many of the manga's themes and points will have been experienced in some shape or form. Our main character is Narumi Momose, although in all honesty there's basically a four-way main cast. She is pretty much your well-rounded otaku who is into a bit of everything, be it games, manga, anime, cosplay, and those delicious waifus. However, she is desperate to keep her obsession separate from her work life so she doesn't get found out. Although this plan quickly goes out the window, of course, when she ends up working with her childhood friend, Hirotaka Nefuji, who almost instantly spills the beans about her secret. Nefuji is more of a hardcore gamer type, although he also does read and watch his fair share of anime and manga. His definite true expertise is gaming. And so, almost instantly as the book starts, Momose is expanding with Nefuji about the difficulties of dating and pretty much life as an otaku, trying to keep that hidden from her daily life, when Nefuji puts forward the proposal that why not cut out the difficulty of dating as an otaku and just go out with each other. This leads to just some amazing character interactions between the two. Momose is a character you really just want to root for. She's really cute, but really wacky and serious at the same time, super into her kind of fandom, and Nefuji is more of this laid back, cool guy, blank stare kind of serious type, and they blend with each other really well. The magic of Wotakoi is the way that the book can be like 80% comedy and relatable funny moments, but at the drop of a hat go to touching and heartfelt moments that mean all the more to many of the people in the otaku community. The book also does a very good job of not falling into the, hey, you see this reference that I made? Isn't this funny because this is a reference you all understand? And while the manga does reference many things, it rarely comes off as forced or corny. All this without talking about the other two pivotal characters who are perhaps my favorite in the whole series, Hanako Koyanagi and Toro Kaburka, who also work and are friends with our main pair. Now, the calm and sexy BL-loving Hanako and the hot-tempered firework that is Toru add a great contrast and foil to our main pair. Truly, the characters of Wotakoi are one of the biggest strengths of the book so far, in my opinion. And, I'm not joking, Hanako and Toro are the cutest beans in the world, and I want more. I mean, just look at them! Now, the only negatives I can really think of to give this series so far are simply that it might be a little less relatable to a younger audience. There are some tried and true tropes that some might find a little overused, but for the most part, those are few. With its lovable and relatable characters and setting, Wotakoi has quickly shot up on my anticipated romance series at the current time. The comedy has so far been solid, and at times the series takes a more serious tone that have been touching and made my sad little otaku heart feel again. This review is based off the first 2 volumes of the series by Kodansha Comics. The volumes are released in a very well put together 2-in-1 omnibus edition, making this technically the first 4 volumes of this series in total. And as a side note, I'm loving 2-in-1 volume releases over 3-in-1. I'm just going to put that out there, so please give us more 2-in-1 if we're going to make omnibus releases. So for this series, I'm going to be using the rating system that Insidious Swede put together. So you can see that here, and credit to him for creating this list. I've decided to use this rating system so you can compare and, kind of contrast it with maybe other manga YouTubers that may also use this system, and so you can kind of see, what different personalities and viewpoints are in certain series. So with all that being said, after considering past rom-com series I've read, coupled with my personal enjoyment, I'm going to give Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku a 7.5 and a recommendation to read because this was good shizzle. Now, while not being my favorite rom-com series ever, this manga has a very solid start and is personally relatable, leaving me to end up with this rating. Please remember that this rating is based solely on my first impression and not the series as a whole, because who knows what might come later down the road for this as a book. Now, I'm trying very hard to make my videos better, and this is the first time I've ever tried something like this. Writing a script for my video. And also, as you've clearly seen, this is a very different looking video than anything I've ever tried before. So please bear with my choppy editing and whatever mistakes might be in this video, because it's definitely something new I'm trying out. I'd love to have feedback on this review and the format of the video, and so that would just totally mean the world to me. But anyway, guys, that is my review of Wotakoi. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you back on the prowl next time. Bye!